All right, we're going to be looking at place value. And what we're looking at to start off with is just kind of place value to the billions. So these are like our counting numbers and up. So we're not quite getting into the decimals yet. Okay, so just remember from before that when we talk about place value, we're talking about the value of a digit based upon the location that it is within a number. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at this, and mine right now is color coded. So if yours didn't come out colored, then I want you to pause this video. I want you to go get a couple of colored pencils, and I want you to make sure that yours matches mine. So we're going to start with this really big number that we have right here, and I want us to start all the way to the right. So right now, if you look at this orange part, we have ones, tens, and hundreds. And so all three of these are going to represent things that are in the ones. Okay, then we move into the green, and this is where we start to get into the thousands. Because if we look at this here, we have like this 7. If we were to cover all of this stuff up, and if we just have 7,430, we have 7,430. And then we get into the 10,000s, and then we get into the 100,000s. Okay, so all of this green piece right here goes with the thousands. Then when we move over to this yellow, we are into the millions. Okay, and so when we look at like this 9, now all of a sudden we have 9,007,430. Or if we look over here, we have 500 million. Okay, so we have to pay attention to what section we are in when we're dealing with place value. Then when we get over to the blue, here, this is where we are now in billions. Okay, and a couple of these notes that I want you to go ahead and either underline or highlight right here. So as you move left, so as we go this way across a number, the value of each place increases by multiples of 10. Okay, so that's going to be important for us to remember. As we go left with that number, it's increasing by multiples of 10. Okay, so let's go ahead and just practice using this just a little bit. So let me go back to my pen. So it says write it. Write the number in the place value chart above in standard form. So when we're looking at standard form, that means that we're really just writing that number. Okay, so let's just go ahead and practice that. One thing that I should say within this chart is when you move from color to color, that's when you insert your commas. Okay, so you're always going to have 3 numbers. So start all the way at the right in the ones column. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to put in your comma in between 1 and thousands. And then 1, 2, 3, you're going to put in your comma in between thousands and millions. 1, 2, 3, put in your comma in between billions and millions. Okay, so that comma represents us pretty much changing those colors because we're changing the value. So when we write this, we have 4,529,007,430. So it just wants us to practice writing that in standard form. And standard form really just means that we are going to write that number. Okay, so make sure that you're keeping up and writing this down on your paper. So if you're behind, you can always pause as much as you want. Okay, now let's go ahead and go over to this do it place over here. It says write the place value of the underlined digit and then write the value of the digit. Okay, so when we talk about place, this is going to be words that you find on the chart. Okay, and this is going to be a number value. So I want you to pay attention to those 2 words because it's important that we know that. So let's look here. So we are trying to identify, make this stop moving, the place and the value of that 5. Okay, so right now, until I have this memorized, I definitely want to use this chart. So if I look at this right here, I am starting at the right, 1, 2, 3. So that's ones, tens, hundreds. And then I move into the green. So I have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So did you guys follow that? I'm going to start back over. So I'm just starting over here and I'm going in order. So the 0 is the 1. This 5 is in the tens place. This is in the hundreds place. This is in the thousand place, 10,000, and 100,000. So if I were to identify the place of this 5, I would just write down, oh man. Okay, go back to my pen. It would be 100,000. Okay, so that 5 is in the 100,000 place. So my value would be 500,000. All right, so let's go ahead and practice that a little bit more. So let's go down to the try it. So we might have to scroll back and forth just because I'm trying to make it so that you can see. So remember, place is the words on the chart. Okay, so I am looking for this 6. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over. So let's look at this. So I have ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. So I am just writing down those words that are on that chart. So I have hundreds, 1,000. And I don't even need that S. I don't know why I'm putting that in there. 100,000. Let me erase that up here too. All right. So that means that value, 100,000, I have a 6 in there, so it's just going to be 600,000. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this next one. I have this 1, so we want to look to see where is this. So if I look over here, I have ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000. So my place is, it's in the thousands. And I have 1, so it is going to be a value of 1,000. Okay, so standard form is when I am just writing the number. So that's what we're going to do next, is write each number in standard form. So we have 804,319. So this is when we need to be careful. We're just following along. So 804. So think about, how would you write 804? So I would have 804. Now I'm moving down, so I have that comma, and look at where I have this comma right here, so I'm matching it. And now 319, so 319, okay? So I have another one for standard form, so 6 billion, so 6 billion. Now I have my comma. So 411,000. Oh, I cannot just put 411,000, because if I come in here, here's thousands in this green part right here. Here's billions. I need to make sure I represent numbers to show that I have no millions, because when I look at this paper down here, I'm missing the millions. So I would have to go ahead and put in 3 zeros. Now I can go ahead and put in 411,000. So 411,000. Now I have 32. Remember, when I look back up in this chart, I have to have something to represent that I don't have any hundreds, so I would put in that 0, 32. Okay, so I want you to make sure that you have all of this from the top all the way to the bottom filled out. And if you don't, then you need to go ahead and pause and go back and make sure you fill that out. And you're going to use this in order to go through some more practice.